YouTube, Rino here, back with episode 2 of GrandMA2 Theory here on YouTube. What we're going to be going over today is a continuation of what I did in my first episode, which I will drop below with a link. So basically in episode 1 we got some lights patched in, we got some groups made, and now in this episode we're going to be going over how to get them in a layout view and how to get them talking to each other in MA3D. So the goal today is going to be a simple one. This is something that I had a very hard time with when I started using MA. It can be confusing, and I'm going to keep it short. I'm going to keep it simple. We're just going to go over getting those lights into that layout view and getting some dimmers going so that we can see the lights working. So first things first is we're going to need to create a layout view. What we're going to do is we're going to come over here and we're going to open up screen 2. I'll full screen it for you guys so you can see it. So what we're going to do here on screen 2, we're going to come up here to the left box and we are going to select this box. We're going to go to Other and we're going to go to Stage. This will be our stage view, our layout view. Multiple people call it different things, but what we're going to be using it today for is basically getting our lights up and running, getting them in the positions we want them positioned in, and making sure everything is set accordingly. So if you can see here, our layout view and our 3D view both match. All of our lights are in a box on the ground. Nothing has happened to them yet. So what we're going to do first is we're going to need to select our spots. We're going to start with the spots. We got those patched in episode 1. And we're going to come over here back to our layout view and we're going to click Setup. So what Setup is going to do for us, guys, is it's going to allow us to move these spots around to the locations that they would be in on a truss, or just however we want to set them up to show a client or show somebody that, hey, this is the idea we got, here's what it is. So I have the spots selected. You can tell because they're yellow in the box now. And I'm just going to create a basic one-dimensional, two-dimensional stage layout where everything is kind of just hanging above the DJ. So first we're going to have to start with our positioning and height. The way we can do that is here with position X. So we're going to come over here to position X and, position Z. Position Z will be height, and we are going to do 2 meters off the ground, please. Actually, let's do 4 meters. So you can see down here, you can also use the encoder wheel to do the little turny thing and get exactly where you want, but with positions it's easier to just get them set by typing in what you're looking for. So right now I'm looking for 4 meters. That looks perfect. Now let's go ahead and move them back. Let's say we want them back 3 meters, please. So you guys can see where the line is coming down. That is about where they're located at on stage. Highlighted so you can see them in the 3D viewer as well. And we are going to spread them out now. So able to spread them out, what we're going to do is we're going to come over here to Align, and we're going to do a line where both are coming in together like this. And we're going to come over here to Position. I'll use the encoder wheel so you guys can see it this time. And we're going to go up on the position, which is essentially going to spread all of our fixtures out. Let's do a nice spread of, let's do 4 meters. So we got a 4 meter spread, we got a 4 meter height, and we are back 3 meters. So we need to do that with the rest of our fixtures now. I'm going to clear everything out, take our spots, and do a clear, and let's turn them all off. Okay, so we have our spots hung. Next we're going to need to get our washes hung. So I'm going to select all my washes. They will be selected on the ground again. I'm going to come back here to my layout view where we can see everything. And we're going to do the same thing. So we're going to come over here, we're going to select our washes, we're going to go to setup, and we're going to get the positions going. So we're going to do the same thing. For height, I'm going to do a 3.5. So maybe they're just below those spots. And we're going to go back 3 again. And then we're going to do the same thing where we hit align 3 times. And then we're going to come to our encoder wheel. And we're going to spread it out to 4 meters. Alright, so if you notice over here on our 3D view and our layout view, we have our lights hung. I don't know if I like that too much. Let's go ahead and come forward a little bit on these lights just so there we go. So they're more upstage than the washes. Okay, so that looks good. Now all we need left is our blinders. We're going to clear out, we're going to select our blinders, we're going to go back to our layout view, and we are going to pick them up off the ground. I'm going to do the same thing for you guys. We are going to be 4 meters in the sky. Actually, let's do 5 meters. We'll do 5 meters so they are above our main truss with our lights on it. We are going to have them, let's do 3 meters back. And then we will do the same thing where we come over here for our X position, align, 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 go to our encoder wheel, and let's get it to 4 meters, come back, and perfect. If you look at our 3D and our layout view, we now have all of our lights here. What I am going to do with these blinders, because they are faced straight down at the ground and we won't be able to make those adjustments because they are not moving lights, I'm going to come over here to 3D. I'm going to select the encoder that turns our blinders and I'm going to move them up a hair. We'll go to, let's say, 60 degrees. Alright, so now they are facing down at the crowd where we need them. We got a 60-degree tilt on them. And the next step is going to be getting these lights turned on and seeing them working with each other. So the first step we are going to do is we are going to come over here. I'm going to come to my screen 3 and we are going to create, I'm going to delete this. We are going to create a dimmer page now so that we can get our dimmers turned on and get these lights working and get some view going on and make sure that everything's talking together. So we're going to come up here and we're going to go to our pools and we are going to create a dimmer pool. It's a dimmer preset, sorry. What we are going to do is create a dimmer preset and we are going to come over here. I'm going to delete these for now. I did make a couple earlier, but we're going to get them out of the way. And enable to delete things, all I'm doing is pulling up. Alright, so now that we have all of our spots, all of our washes, and all of our blinders working in MA3D, we got different dimmer channels set up for them. I'm going to take all of these fixtures, I'm going to put them at full, and I'm going to create my first executioner. So I'm going to come over here to executioner 1, I'm going to click on this, I'm going to come to my command overlay, and I am going to store it right here. Actually, let me delete this one first, and then store, and I have my first sequence. And this will allow me to turn my lights on and off from my, over here from my executioner. So Now I can see all of my lights turning on and off, and we have it on an executioner. So executioner 1 will be our main dimmer. We will go through, we will create some movements, we will put some color on our light, we will get some things working to look like a show in episode 3. I'm not going to go over that with you guys right now. I want to keep this one short. I want to keep it simple. I know MA3D can be very tricky to use and understand sometimes, so that is going to be all for this episode. We have everything in MA3D. We have all our dimmers working. We got our first executioner set up, and we will be rolling into episode 3 of GrandMA2 Theory next week here on the YouTube channel. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I appreciate it, and I look forward to seeing you guys back here. Peace.